Welcome to online learning. Today we shall continue with the chapter India wins freedom. And today's topics are civil disobedience movement, quit India movement, Indian National Army, India becomes free and independence India. Civil disobedience movement. In December 1929, the Congress demanded Purna Swaraj, that means complete independence, from the British government. The civil disobedience movement began in early 1930 under the leadership of Gandhiji. The movement began with the Dandi March. So, why did Gandhiji launch the civil disobedience movement? Gandhiji launched the civil disobedience movement because there was no presence of any Indian in the Simon Commission. There was demand for the dominion status. There was protest against the arrest of social revolutionaries and to break the salt law. Gandhiji launched the civil disobedience movement. So this is the Congress session of 1929 where Congress demanded Purna Swaraj. Indians were not allowed to make salt. As we know, we use salt every day in our food. Gandhiji and his followers walked from Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad to Dandi near Surat along the coast of Gujarat. Here, Gandhiji made salt and broke the salt law. The movement soon spread to other parts of India, and in different parts of India, people went to the sea coast and there they broke the salt law. Here you can see in the picture, this is Mahatma Ji, Gandhiji. He is walking along with his friends, and here he is picking the salt and breaking the salt law. So this was the journey. This is the starting point, Sabarmati Ashram, and they walked and they reached here. This is the ending point. It is written there, Dandi. This march is famously known as Dandi March or Salt March. Gandhiji, along with his followers, started their march from Sabarmati on 12 March 1930 and covered a distance of 384 kilometers and reached Dandi on 5 April 1930. It took them 24 days to cover 240 miles to reach Dandi. Due to some reasons, the civil disobedience movement remained unsuccessful, and that's why in August 1942, Gandhiji started the Quit India movement. The British government was asked to quit India. Gandhiji asked the people to do or die in their attempt to throw the British out of the country. There were nationwide protests. Many leaders were jailed. Indian National Army. Our learning about India wins freedom will be incomplete if we will not learn about Subhash Chandra Bose and Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose was the leader of the Indian National Army, also known as the Azad Hind Fauj. He fought against the British. He gave us the slogan Jai Hind. India becomes free after the Second World War ended in 1945. The British government agreed to leave India. However, it was decided to divide the country into two, India and Pakistan. On 15th August 1947, India becomes a free country. In this picture, Lord Mountbatten is with a countdown calendar to the transfer of power in the background. This is Lord Mountbatten. India was divided into India and Pakistan. The Muslim had to move Pakistan, and the Hindu and the Sikh had to move to newly formed India. Massive violence occurred on both sides of the borders. Hundreds of thousands died. Some estimates are in the millions. This is the map of British India, or India before 15th August 1947. This is a map of the undivided India. This is the map of India after 1947. This is the map of divided India into two countries, India and Pakistan. Modern day Pakistan was known as West Pakistan, and Bangladesh was known as East Pakistan. Here you can see this is Pakistan, and here we have Bangladesh. So once upon a time it was known as East Pakistan, and this was known as West. Independent India. Jawaharlal Nehru was elected the first Prime Minister of India, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first President of India. With this began a new phase in the history of India. And who was the first Education Minister of India? Yes, Abul Kalam Azad, but his full name is Abul Kalam Ghulam Mayuddin Ahmad bin Khairuddin Al Hussaini Azad. And who was the first Home Minister of our country? Yes, he is the Iron Man of this country, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Now today's homework. Who led the civil disobedience movement? With which march the civil disobedience movement started? Which law was broken by Gandhiji at Dandi? When was the Quit India movement launched? Who was the leader of the Indian National Army? And who was the first Home Minister of India? I hope you like today's class. In our next class, we'll be learning about governing ourselves. Thank you. Thank you very much.